we go. What are these fighters going to do? The combo's there. The throw hits. Now the fun begins. Was well in range to score the throw. Player 1 has the life advantage. The quarter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? Player 1 is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. Goes for the super art? Perfect time to spend the meter. Tries to keep the pressure on the opponent by zoning with fireballs. Projectile to try and change the situation. Life lead opens up. Grabs them. Knockdown. Player 2 chases them down. This is a critical point of the round where they just need to go for it. KO! Player 1 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling.
Round 2. Fight!
Goes for the driving uppercut. Brushes that off and keeps going. Closes the gap. Good instincts to spend resources while they have them to tack on more damage. Player 1 has an empty drive gauge. This is a very precarious situation. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. Player 2 needs to use the Stretch Plus Super Art. That's not gonna hit. That's a counter. Jinrai kick for a mix-up. Their life is hanging by a thread. They gotta lean heavily on their drive moves now. Finishes with the throw. Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this point.
Final round. Fight!
Pokes with a medium kick. Blocks the impact. Hits him with a stopping block. Perfect input. Not letting up. Jumps up. Back into the corner. What setup do they have? Impact squash. Player 1 can build off this lead. There's been some back and forth, but no one has dominated the fight. Goes airborne! Crowns him from above. What now? Forward throw. Laying the pressure on Fizz. Player raw super hard incoming. Uh-oh. This could really tip the scale. Good. Jump! Let's get it. They're in range. We gonna see a jump in? A dash? Goes all in with the uppercut. Player 2 tries to act quickly but whiffs the attack. Close range projectile. In attack range. Overhead. Not in range. Flatline zone. Player 1 really had to fight for that one. No shortage of...
Round 1. Fight!
All right, first round. What's going to happen? Checks with the projectile. You know their fireball game is solid because they're only throwing it when their opponent can't jump. Somehow pushes back all the way to center stage. Big counter. Player 1 has used up all of their drive gauge. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important. Player 1 is in burnout. Drives off the tape, goes for the super art, uses the gauge. Can this super art set things into motion? All right, what's coming up next? Their life is looking critical, and they can't rely too much on drive either. Grabs them, heading into the end game now. It's getting tense. Taking stock. Player 2 is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. Sandblast! Drive rush to keep it going. Salt springs forward with a drive rush. KO! Player 1 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with?
Round 2. Fight!
Jumps? Are we going to see some fireworks here? Holds out with the block. Still very early in the round. Keeping track of the opponent's movements, waiting for a good opening. What's their game plan here at this critical stage? Player 1 is going to have a hard time managing their drive now. Oh, they're in the corner now. No running away. Chases them into the corner and will now look to do some damage. Player 1 will have to deal with this dangerous bout of burnout for a while. Gotcha! Drive usage is back on the table. All in with a rush! Attempts to break the stalemate with the fireball. Takeout! And they create an opportunity. It's a good spot to use the super. We have super arts on deck. They're still kept their composure and pulled out the combo at just the right time. That was a clinic on how a solid neutral game wins matches.
Round one. Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Throws them down. Will the drive parry here open things up for them? So, a drive rush can really close the distance, putting moves that would otherwise be out of reach in that sweet spot to launch a surprise attack. On dangerous turf, easy to get tagged at this range. Player 2 creates a good corner opportunity. If they can't escape this rock-solid corner pressure, this round is over. Strings it all together. Throws them to start the corner pressure. Backs away. Not about that BFF life right now. Taking stock. Blocking that drive impact. KO. Player 1 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on.
Round 2. Fight.
Are we going to see some fireworks here? They hit each other. Goes for the super art? Is this super art the start of something? Player 1 kept their drive gauge topped off through that round and still took the win. Guess they didn't need it. Breaks the block with a throw. Takes advantage of the hesitation and gets some good damage in return. Gets the jump in. Player 1 will need to play it conservative until their drive refreshes. Reads the jump in perfectly. Throws them. How long can this offensive assault continue? What a finish! Player 1 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Showtime! Round 1. Fight.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Tries to get a breather with a projectile. Trying to control their opponent here from a distance. We're still in the early going, and it's really anyone's fight. A battle of egos on display here as neither fighter wants to give up any ground. Uncomfortable space here. Can they clip each other on the edge? Stands firm and blocks the drive impact. Blocks the impact, but they're still pushed back. Parries the projectile. Now what's the follow-up? It's not easy to parry projectiles in the heat of a match, but it's definitely effective. Both fighters are looking for a way to fill up their super art gauge. Gaining some meter would open up the opportunity to deal huge damage, but that's easier said than done. Halfway through the round now, expect to see both fighters take it to the next level. How will both competitors use this remaining time? There's a corner switch. What are they thinking here? This is the range where things get messy. Can they utilize their reach or bait each other out? Throws a fireball here, maybe as a simple zoning strat. Is the fireball part of their corner game? Player 1 chases them down. Life lead opens up. Not much time left in this round. This round may end via timeout. Will either fighter do anything before time's up? Player 1 is gonna have to wait for that drive that takes a big gamble and rips out a raw super. Both fighters are barely hanging. They couldn't shake the projectile. Player 1 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on.
Round 2. Fight.
The next round is beginning. Ooh, lands a rising uppercut. Goes for the super art. Player 1 has a slight life lead. There's been some back and forth, but no one has dominated the fight. Player 2 is in a pretty good situation with a meter advantage. What separates the good from the great in this game is smart gauge management. Player 1 will need to play it conservative, experiencing burnout. Player 1 will have to deal with this dangerous bout of burnout for a while. Gotta be careful not to whiff at this range. Looks like they both want to stay out of the corner. Connect with medium kick. Perfect input. Ends the meter. Hoping for a good end of the round with a sick combo. Amazing.
Loop.
That was a clinic on how a solid neutral game wins matches.